And a major new development, Attorney General Pam Bondi holds a press conference saying that she plans to go after the governor and Attorney General of New York. Take a look.
I was in the West Wing swearing in Tulsi Gabbard, and so I just came straight back here. So thanks for being patient with us with the delay. We're here today because we have filed charges against the state of New York. We have filed charges against Kathy Hochul. We have filed charges against Leticia James and Mark Schroeder, who is with DMV. This is a new DOJ, and we are taking steps to protect Americans, American citizens, and angel moms, like the mom standing right behind me, who you're going to hear from in a moment.
Okay, so let's break down what Pam Bondi is saying there. My name is Dina Doll for Legal AF channel. Essentially, she's out there threatening. I mean, she's going after the Attorney General of New York, the governor of New York, telling them that she plans on filing charges. I think it might be a lawsuit saying that their sanctuary laws are illegal because she did something similar with Illinois. She sued Illinois, the city of Chicago, and the county saying their sanctuary laws were illegal because they interfered with Trump's mass deportation plan. So she's going after, and when she goes after New York, she's going after a very powerful state. Most likely she will also go after California. The problem is there are undocumented immigrants throughout the country, and not every state, and especially not every small town, has the resources to fight against the Department of Justice. So she is putting fear into government officials throughout the country that this is what will happen if you don't do our bidding. We saw the mayor of New York, Eric Adams, fold to Trump. There's reporting that he's had a memo to his staff saying don't interfere with Trump's immigration plans, even though they are a sanctuary city. And sure enough, Emil Bove put in his memo, we need these charges dismissed without prejudice because we need his help with our immigration plan. I mean, basically, that is what he says in the memo. And sure enough, when Pam Bondi is announcing that lawsuit, that charges she's talking about, she doesn't include the mayor of New York, despite the fact that it is a sanctuary city, because they've already made a deal with him. I mean, this is what we can, obviously we were not in the room, but they are making it very clear that seems to be the case, that they made a deal with him because he's not one of the people on there, despite the fact that he's the mayor of one of the largest sanctuary cities in the country. Now, Pam Bondi, as we know, is no stranger to corruption. When she was the Florida Attorney General, she was the one that withdrew Florida from the Trump University fraud case, even though that case went on to award millions of dollars with the class action students who the other states, it was, I believe, California and New York, who stayed in that state. They got millions of dollars for those students. Florida withdrew, despite the fact that it was such a strong case, because Trump and Ivanka had donated to her campaign and to other legal Republican associations that had helped reelect her. And it wasn't just Trump University that she did that. There's some independent watchdog groups that showed that she did that quid pro quo with quite a few corporations. So here she is now, Attorney General. What did she do? We've reported on this. I've reported on this for Legal AF, how she dismantled the anti-corruption unit, the ones that went after Russian oligarchs, Trump's buddies. She dismantled that, but decided to instead go after cities and states here in this country. Despite the fact that they might vote blue in the presidency, state of New York has quite a bit of red towns and counties too. And even in the blue areas, there's some MAGA voters who voted for Trump who are now going to have their taxpayer money used to defend this completely frivolous, this lawsuit that really is just about retribution and fear. Trump has been, and his allies have been talking about going after Attorney General Leticia James for a long time now. But guess who is going to defend those lawsuits? Guess who is going to pay to defend the laws on the books in the state of New York and Illinois? It is the taxpayers. And it's not just the ones who voted for a Democratic president. it's also going to be the ones that voted for Republican president. This is abuse of power. This is abuse of power when you use the power that voters gave you in a way to scare people. This is what they're trying to do, is scare people. And then here we see a clip of her kind of doing the same messaging as everyone else about how, in Trump world, about they don't like that they keep losing in court because Trump is firing people at will and not firing them according to the law. And Trump world doesn't like that. And so they talk about getting rid of judges. Let's take a listen at what she says. Here she is, the top lawyer in the country who should know better, who knows that how essential the judges' functions are in this country and how they are the ultimate interpreter of the law. Take a look.
We have so many unelected judges who are trying to control government spending, and there is a clear separation of powers. They're doing it to Elon Musk, who is a great man and a good friend at DOJ. What they're doing to him is to our country is outrageous. People work their whole lives and pay taxes, yet they find out that they've been giving $2 million to Guatemala for sex changes. It's outrageous, and it's going to stop. We're going to fight back, not only with U.S. aid and all these other agencies, but, this is happening every day. But DOJ, we are prepared to defend all of these cases, and we will carry out President Trump's agenda.
Got it. In time, and you
country.
may be successful in that, but the president can't go after these judges, so to speak.
Well, these judges are lifetime appointments, but what we can do is appeal them. And that's what's actually happening today in a case. We're appealing a case right now. It went up to the First Circuit, and the First Circuit sent it back to the district court to clarify. And if they don't rule in our favor, we will go to the United States Supreme Court and get clarification and get a ruling, because we have outrageous, overzealous, unconstitutional judges trying to control federal spending. And, that's what's been happening to Kristi Noem. The Roosevelt Hotel, of course, is the most prominent example of that, trying to force us to release tax dollars. And one unelected district judge is trying to do that to our entire country.
Clearly there's been a messaging memo, because all of MAGA world, including J.D. Vance and Musk and all of them, are saying the same thing. The judges are the problem because they keep losing in court, because Trump keeps losing in court. But really, there is a way to have a judge's opinion not mean anything. Well, one, you can appeal it. But beyond that, you can change the law that the judge interpreted. So if they don't like the way the judge interpreted the Administrative Procedures Act, the Privacy Act, the Inspector General's Act, they supposedly got a mandate from the American people, and they control the House, the Congress, and the presidency. They can repeal those laws. They can change the laws. It is true. Congress has some say over Congress's own laws. The judges are interpreting it, and they are the ultimate interpreter of the law, but Congress creates the laws, and they can repeal them or change the wording. If they want to give the presidency or any of these agencies no oversight, then they can take away the oversight. So that's the messaging. They are actually weak. They know they are weak. Trump knows he's weak. MAGA knows they don't have actually a mandate or actually the power, despite holding all through, the Congress and the presidency. Because if they did, they would just change the law. Isn't that a lot easier if you control Congress and the presidency than somehow throughout all the districts in the country deciding which judge should be nominated and which judges should be elected? Wouldn't that take you a lot longer than just repealing a law or amending a law in an institution that you already control? Yeah, so their message is not only dangerous for our democracy, but it shows how weak they actually realize they are. So my name is Dina Doll for the Legal AF channel. I will continue to update you as all these developments come.
I'm Michael Popak, and I got some big news for our audience. Most of you know me as the co-founder of Midas Touch's Legal AF and the Legal AF YouTube channel, or as a 35-year national trial lawyer. Now, building on what we started together on Legal AF, I've launched a new law firm, the Popak Firm, dedicated to obtaining justice through compassionate and zealous legal representation. At the Popak Firm, we are focused on obtaining justice for those who have been injured or damaged by a life-altering event by securing the highest dollar recoveries. I've been tirelessly fighting for justice for the last 35 years, so my own law firm organically building on my Legal AF work just feels right. And I've handpicked a team of top-tier trial fighters and settlement experts throughout all 50 states known as big auto injury attorneys who have the know-how to beat heartless insurance companies, corporations, government entities, and their attorneys. Big Auto's attorneys working with my firm are rock stars in their respective states and collectively responsible for billions of dollars in recoveries. So if you or a loved one have been on the wrong side of a catastrophic auto, motor vehicle, rideshare, or truck accident, suffered a personal injury, or been the victim of medical malpractice, employment harassment or discrimination, or suffered a violation of your civil and constitutional rights, then contact the Popak Firm today at 1-877-POPAK-AF or by visiting my website at www.thepopakfirm.com and fill out a free case evaluation form. And if we determine that you have a case and you sign with us, we don't get paid unless you do. The Popak Firm, fighting for your justice every step of the way.